stays with us. You're leaving. Don't take him out.
The city was loud and cold in its own way. Amina slept where she could, worked where she was allowed, and learned quickly that kindness was rare. The little money she had vanished faster than she expected. Days turned into nights, and nights into long stretches of fear. It was then she met women who showed her how they survived. At first, she said no. She promised herself she would never become like them. But promises are fragile when your stomach is empty and the streets are dark. Slowly, shame gave way to necessity. She followed men, one after another, telling herself it was only temporary. That was when she met Daniel. He was different, or at least he seemed so. He listened. He asked her name. He bought her food before asking anything else. For the first time in a long while, Amina felt seen as a person and not a body. They began to meet often. Months passed, and what started as kindness turned into something that looked like love. Amina stopped going out at night. She moved into Daniel's place. She allowed herself to dream again, quietly, carefully. Then she became pregnant. At first, Daniel was silent. Then he said it would be fine. Amina held on to those words like a promise. For a short while, Daniel tried. He stayed home. He spoke softly. He touched her stomach and talked about the baby. Amina believed the child had given him a reason to stay. But a few months later, the change began. Daniel started coming home late. Then he stopped explaining. He told Amina who she could talk to and who she could not see. He asked her to stop working. He said the house was where she belonged. Slowly, the outside world disappeared. She stayed indoors day after day, carrying the pregnancy, waiting for a version of Daniel that no longer came home. When she spoke too much, his voice hardened. When she questioned him, his hand spoke instead. She learned silence again. She gave birth to a son. For a moment, life softened. The baby's cry filled the room, and Amina believed this child would finally calm the storms around her. That belief did not last. Daniel wandered. Women came and went, and when Amina complained, she was told she talked too much. Sometimes she was locked inside the house, left alone with the child and her thoughts. When the boy turned 2, Amina discovered she was pregnant again. Fear filled her instead of joy. She thought of ending it. She thought of stopping the pain before it grew. But the pregnancy refused to leave her body. She cried alone, devastated, then wiped her tears and hoped again, foolishly, that Daniel would finally change. He did not. He became worse. When she finally gave birth, it was a daughter. Daniel's mother returned. This time she did not come alone. She arrived with another woman and introduced her as Daniel's wife. The house grew smaller. The air became heavier. Amina became invisible. One morning, exhausted and empty, Amina told Daniel she wanted to leave. He said nothing. By evening, his mother knew. That night, when darkness settled and the rain began to fall, the door opened. The old woman took Amina's son from her arms. Amina screamed and begged, but the child was carried away. She was pushed outside with her baby girl tied to her back. The door shut. Rain soaked her clothes. Her cries were swallowed by the night. She begged for her son until her voice broke, but no one answered. With no money, no belongings, and nowhere to go, Amina walked until her legs failed her. She found an uncompleted building and coiled herself around her daughter, using her own body as shelter. As the rain fell through broken walls, Amina held her child and stared into the darkness and waited.